Let's see if she's going to act right. Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm trying this again. Facebook was not kind to me the first time, so I'm back. This time I'm using my StreamYard account. Hello, everybody. Come on in. And as you're coming in, just say hello and let me know that you are here. I sound like Martha Simmons. Come on in, come on in. Let me know you are out there. You know how she does it. Yes, yes. Good, good. Got some folks coming back in. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Say hello. Hello, Thomas Wright. Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping through. Come on in, come on in. Say hello as you are joining. So good to see all of you, and I hope everybody is having a great evening. I'm Dr. Tony McNeil, bringing you greetings from Fort Mill, South Carolina, and I'm here tonight to talk with my dear friend and brother, the Reverend Cedric Harmon, who is the executive director of Many Voices, based in Durham, North Carolina, and they are the charity that the party that I'm hosting, Dr. Tony Mac 50, will benefit. We are excited about partnering with Many Voices with the Dr. Tony Mac 50 event. And I wanted to bring Reverend Harmon on for a couple of minutes just to give those of you who are are aware of the party, coming to the party, thinking about coming to the party, will have some idea of what this organization is about. Many Voices will receive a portion of every ticket that's sold to the event, and we hope that these funds will go towards its mission and vision, and allow it to be the blessing to the community that it already has been. So, Reverend Harmon, how are you doing, man? Good evening.
Good evening. It's good to be with you and good to be with your audience. And I first want to say again, happy birthday, happy birthday after the birthday, and happy birthday party coming up. And it's good to be with you. And we really appreciate all the work that we've done together over the years. I've known you for a long, long time, and we have many, many friends in common. And so I'm just really appreciative, and the organization is really appreciative that you chose us. So I'm doing well.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am delighted that you said yes. I am thrilled to provide an opportunity for more people to get to know you and your organization. So tell us, what is Many Voices and why was it founded?
So Many Voices, now in its 11th, almost 12th year, was founded in Washington, D.C. And we started out considering that we would be a clearinghouse for religious leaders to come and ask questions about sexuality and spirituality. That was our original intent. And through some conversations and strategic planning, we determined that actually what was needed was an organization that would speak directly to historically Black congregations and religious leaders. That the Black community, unlike many mainline denominations, had not been engaging in a concerted effort around topics of spirituality and sexuality. So we started in that way. And I had done work with pastors and clergy and religious communities in my previous work. And so I drew upon those relationships and we started some conversations. Now, mind you, 10 years ago, spirituality, sexuality conversations were not happening at the degree that they are these days. So it was kind of treacherous work to invite folks to step forward and have those conversations and to learn. When you're learning new things, just like learning a new language, first you have to really commit to being willing to learn it. And then you have to deal with your internal sense that I'm not going to be able to do this. So most of those early conversations were private. They were not public. Folks were assured that they would not be put on blast. And so we just walked with folks. And our commitment was to continue to walk with people on into the future. So that's what we've done over the last almost 12 years.
And you do that work so beautifully. I myself have benefited from the tremendous education and resources that you all provide, and the institution that I currently work for, Clinton College. Many Voices has done some in-service trainings for our faculty, and we hope to bring you guys back to interact with our students in the future as well, Reverend Cedric. So,
Yes.
for churches who want to engage you, to have you come and help them begin this, like you alluded to, this difficult conversation around human sexuality and theology and the Bible and what it means to be Christian, also what it means to be Black and Christian. Um, what usually takes place when your phone rings? What how do churches begin this process with you?
So it was really quite simple. I receive emails and I receive phone calls. Yes, I've actually received a phone call not long ago from a leader in the middle of the day who was having some real concerns about his own life and the life of his family. And we've known each other, and so reached out to me. So what it is the willingness and the desire is the first step. Whenever you find yourself in a situation where you want to engage this conversation, then a trusted voice, many voices, is available to you. Email or call or visit our website, send us a note. We're on social media, and just reach out, and we will then respond and see what it is that you want to do. The second part of that process is, what is your interest? What is it that you're really committed to and interested in? And having that clarity. Is it that you just personally want to know more? Then we can have some coaching. Is it that you're hoping to steer your conversation in a particular direction in terms of being more welcoming, more safe, more affirming of people that are along the spectrum of human sexuality and gender identity and gender expression? Well, then we will work with you and provide tools to assist you in doing that process with your congregation. And it is a process. So often people feel that it's a pronouncement. On this Sunday, I'm going to announce that our congregation will be a welcoming space for gay and lesbian people, let's say. No, that is not the appropriate way to do this. It is a process where you engage with the congregation and walk them along a journey, just like you're walking along a journey. And perhaps you want to do that with your congregation, but you don't feel comfortable even with the language. Well, we'll work with you to help you become comfortable with the language and what actually is revealing itself as we're learning more and more over time. Because around gender and around sexuality, we are still learning. There's more information coming out every day. And so keeping up to date on the new realities and the new discoveries and the new revelations that we're receiving, both from academia and from the medical profession, but also from God and from spirit, because theologically we are shifting even at this time.
That is so great, Reverend Harmon, that your organization is equipped to meet churches where they are. And I'm sure as you take on these ministry assignments, you find different churches at different points in that journey.
Yes.
Towards having these difficult conversations, and being able to accept them where they are and journey them to where it is that they desire to be. I'm sure that is some tremendous work, and requires a lot of not only emotional labor but spiritual labor and physical labor as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
So thank you for that. Thank you so much for that. Talk to us about once a church engages you, what are some of the kinds of conversations that more specific conversations that your organization is equipped to have in terms of a workshop or a presentation or a lecture or whatever it is? What are some of the particular things that you have discussed with churches to help them along this journey?
So Many Voices also is very much engaged in a serious discussion about human sexuality in total. So engaging in a conversation around comprehensive human sexuality education. Comprehensive human sexuality education, which means it gives a person an opportunity to delve into the full range of human sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
Because often we think we know what we do not know. And so we are approved trainers in Our Whole Lives. It's called Our Whole Lives, Sexuality and Our Faith. This is a project of the United Church of Christ and the Unitarian Universalist Association. It's a full curriculum that runs the full lifespan of humanity, and it deals with comprehensive sexuality education. So we can go in depth on what it means to be a sexual being designed by God, so that you can have a full understanding of what sexuality in its human realities look like for all of us. Because every person deals with and addresses and traffics in their own sexuality. And then around gender, we can have specific conversations around gender identity, and gender expression. So if you're concerned or not quite understanding what is this reality for transgender sisters and brothers, we can talk specifically and help you understand what is entailed in transgender identity and expression.
And I'm sure that you also deal with matters of scripture and scripture interpretation, biblical literacy, all of that stuff that also plays into how people enter the conversation, right?
Precisely. So in many ways, what you could say is individuals and institutions are seeking ways to more effectively integrate spirituality and sexuality, which has falsely been divided. It has been separated. That was never the real intent of the divine. They are intermingled and intertwined. So once we understand that, then we can look at scripture and understand the ways in which God's design has them in relationship with one another, not as opposing one another, which is the way we often enter the conversation, that we see them as oppositional when in fact they are interrelated.
Wow. I think this is incredible and pioneering work that you're doing. I love it and I support it. I'm very passionate about the work that Many Voices does, and I want other people to know about it, regardless of how they believe or how a specific congregation believes. That people should be aware that there's somebody out here, there's an organization out here that's doing this kind of work that is, like you said, journeying communities along, toward justice, toward equity and equality, and welcome and affirmation of all of God's children. It's incredibly important work. So thank you for that, Reverend Harmon. Talk to us about some of the projects that you all are doing outside of the consultations that you have with churches. What's on your agenda? What are some of the things that you are engaging in currently that's moving your organization along?
So thank you for the question, because 10 years ago, the realities were very different than they are today. So where we are right now, just in society and in the world, is we're having the equity conversation. Everyone is interested in diversity, equity, and inclusion all of a sudden. Now, we were doing diversity, equity, inclusion work 10 to 12 years ago, but now it is the hot topic, right? Yes. So everyone wants to be all about equity and inclusion. Well, if you're going to really engage in equity and inclusion, there's a distinction between equality and equity. Originally, many were involved in the work towards equality. So I'll give you this example. If I have a ladder and I'm trying to get to the top of a tree, and you give me the same ladder at exactly the same height, and you give it to two different people, well, both people have the same ladder. Equity requires you to understand that those two people have different realities in their lives. So the ladder that you give to me may have too much distance between the steps, given my personal reality. So equity means that you would not just give me a ladder that's the same height, you would give me a ladder that works for me. That's equity. You must consider the conditions and circumstances and situations of each individual, and then make sure that they have equal access. But equity understands that reality of each person. It also understands where they came from, what their lives are like, what their experiences are. So for people of color, and for Black people in particular, we have particularities. So just opening the door is not equity.
It's not enough, right?
It's not enough. It may be equal because the door is open, but it's
Wow.
not considering my lived experiences and circumstances. And so
Absolutely.
we are really deeply involved in making sure that around sexuality and topics of gender, that people understand that equity applies there as well. What's the lived reality of people of a different sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression? And are they given equity, an equitable way of making a full and thriving life? And that's a big question.
That is. Oh wow, that's a very important question that that we need to make, especially in terms of worship and how people access worship, and how we lead and implement and reflect on worship through the lens of equity. That's totally something that's huge, and it takes a lot of intentionality to have those conversations and to think in that way, because it calls one's own biases into
Yes.
question, and you get to kind of see where your shortcomings are and where your preferences may be. Oh wow! Thank you so much for that, Reverend Cedric. For those of you that are joining, this is Reverend Cedric Harmon. He is the executive director of Many Voices. This is the organization that will benefit from the ticket sales of the Dr. Tony Mack birthday event that's coming up November 19 in Charlotte, North Carolina. And I hope all of you will come. Everybody is invited. It's a birthday concert benefit. Many Voices will be the beneficiary of that. Dance, live concert, brunch, all of that, all in one. It will take place November 19th in Charlotte, North Carolina. I will post the link to the tickets in the comments, and we'll share that. And or you could go to in the Facebook events section of Facebook and look up Dr. Tony Mack 50, all one word. It'll pull up the events page, and there you can click on the link that will take you to Eventbrite, so you can purchase your ticket. All the tickets are in advance, okay? And ticket sales end on November the 5th. A portion of every ticket sold will go to benefit the tremendous work that Many Voices is doing for churches and faith communities at schools and other organizations in this country. Reverend Cedric, who works with you? Who are some of the folks who are doing this work with you in this organization? I know you're not shouldering all of this by yourself.
No, we have a broad network of individuals that we work with, but specific to the organization, we have Reverend Melissa McQueen, a native of Greensboro, North Carolina, who lives in the city of Charlotte, North
Yes.
Carolina. Reverend Melissa is ordained to us in the United Church of Christ, also as a pastor educator for Many Voices. And so I'm very proud of the work that Reverend Melissa does with Holy Ground Spiritual Center down in Charlotte, North Carolina, and with Many Voices. And then, of course, our board of trustees and directors, one of whom is our board chair, Dr. Jamie Washington, who actually works in diversity and equity and inclusion work and has been doing that for a long time. And I met him while he was pursuing his PhD at Howard University in Washington, D.C. So we have a network of folks, including you. We did some work together a long time ago at Princeton Theological Seminary in
Yes.
Princeton, where you continue to do great work
Thank you.
in the summertime. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And I went to your web, and anybody can go to the website, which is www.manyvoices.org. Is that correct?
That's
And they
correct.
can see the kinds of things that Many Voices has done, that things that the organization is currently doing, and that roster of board that you have of the board of directors and your advisory board. You have some wonderful, well versed, and well respected folk who are supporting this organization in the personhood of Bishop Yvette Flunder, Darnell Moore, and many others that names are slipping me
Like
right
Dr.
now.
Pamela Lightsey, Dr. Pamela
Yeah,
Lightsey out of
Dr. Lights.
Chicago.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, yes,
yeah,
yes, 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 yes.
yes.
So this, the fact that those folks are standing in solidarity with you and the organization speaks volumes. So I believe in the work. I'm grateful for the work that you do, and I hope that this event will not only be a blessing to you financially, but also be a blessing in terms of exposure and folks just knowing about who you are and what you're doing. And I'm praying that churches will contact you as a result of folk coming to the party. That organizations will reach out for consultations and will seek to do the necessary work that they need to do. Any parting words that you have for folks about the organization or about the party? We're excited that you're coming. You will be there that night.
I will be there. Yes, we will
And
be there.
yes, we are terribly excited that you'll be there. Any closing comments?
So I always want to end with this because I think, and especially at this time, it's really important. Years ago, I recognized that people have, it's a human kind of reality. When we are encountering things that are unfamiliar, often we are fearful, uncertain, and we don't know quite how to manage it.
Mhm.
What I want to assure you is difference does not mean deficient.
Mm.
Different does not mean deficient. Different just means different. And as a matter of fact, what I've come to understand in my years of living, as you're celebrating your 50th birthday, is that difference was intentional in the divine's design.
Wow.
Everything in creation, you'll see difference and diversity. So we shouldn't fear difference, we should celebrate it.
Wow. A difference is a divine expression of creation. Oh, that's beautiful, my friend. Absolutely beautiful. You folks, get on the gun, get your tickets, come on and join us at the party. It's Dr. Tony Mack 50 happening November the 19th in Charlotte, North Carolina at the Big Chill. Go to Facebook, your Facebook events and just type in Dr. Tony Mack 50, all one word, and the events page will come up. The links are there. Tickets are still on sale. We are halfway sold out. We're maxing out at 150. We've sold almost 80 tickets, and so the tickets are picking up. I had a young lady, my friend, a friend in Charlotte. She bought a whole table for her family, and I am grateful for that. So we still have plenty of tables that need to be purchased. Seats are available. Go get your tickets. I want to tell you all one of the things that I'm most excited about, outside of the fact is I'm celebrating 50 years of life, is the fact there are two things actually. One, the food that we're going to have that night is brunch food because brunch is my favorite meal of the day. I love brunch. So we're gonna have some shrimp and grits, some chicken and waffles, with all of the trimmings. And brunch is going to be at the heart of the food, but the entertainment, the live entertainment, is going to be off the charts. And I'm sure those of you who follow me are friends with me here on Facebook have seen the flyers and seen the personalities that will be in the house. Miss Sophia McIntosh, the Queen of Comedy from Atlanta, Georgia, will be our host, or as they say in the Black church, our MC for the evening. Fantastic personality, and I love her so much. Miss Sophia will be here. Choreology, neo soul artist, independent artist, based out of Atlanta. He will be here. B. Chase Williams and Shabak. I know a lot of you probably remember that song that they made popular. I'm going to take a trip on a good old gospel ship, and we'll go sailing through the. That's them. They're going to be there. Yes, the choir, B. Chase, will be there. And to top off the evening, our headliner is going to be none other than B. Slade, all the way from Los Angeles, California. Vocal powerhouse, and a powerful preacher and prophet and activist himself. And I just love all that he embodies. So all of that will be happening. We're going to have a DJ. We're going to be doing everything sacred and secular, all lumped in together. Yes. So hopefully you don't have a problem with that, and you don't mind dancing and breaking a leg a little bit and then going to church 5 minutes after that. I think all of that is sacred. All of that is holy. And God will be blessed and his kingdom will be increased. And we will be a blessing to this organization through this event. So thank you, Reverend Harmon, and thank you, my friends, for joining this short time of conversation. Again, Dr. Tony Mack 50 is a birthday event. I will post the link to the tickets in the comments after this broadcast is over, but you can also search for it in the Facebook events. Dr. Tony Mack 50, one word, and purchase your tickets tonight. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a time. I hope all of you will come and be there. All the tickets are advance tickets, and the deadline for tickets is November the 5th. So you still have a little bit of time to get them in there, to get your tickets purchased. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this broadcast. And me and Reverend Harmon are getting ready to jump on Instagram and have a very similar conversation with the folks over there. That's right. The folks over there with Dr. Tony Mack 50, November the 19th. I hope you will plan to be there. Love y'all. Take care. And Dr. Reverend Harmon, I'll see you shortly.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.